So my prompt was to evaluate the extent to which the federal government's role in the economy changed in the period from 1945 to 1980. Some context for the federal government's role before would be the New Deal by FDR. So his role was definitely to bring the U.S. out of the Great Depression, so he created the New Deal, which was a relief, recovery, and reform program to help America out of the Great Depression. So one act was the Agricultural Adjustment Act, which helped regulate the farm people, because one reason why they went to Great Depression was because of overproduction and inflation. There was also a lack of jobs, so the Civilian Conservation Corps created jobs. So the New Deal was a great change, a great role for the federal government. So I argued that in the time period that they gave me, the government worked to protect the people from the early Cold War, and they also created a fair deal. But there was also little progressive movements because of the Red Scare, which gave the U.S. fear because they thought that the working class would overthrow them. So the Truman Doctrine was a budget of $400 million to stop the spread of communism in European countries. There was also the Marshall Plan, which is what the Truman Doctrine turned into, and it had an even bigger budget of $15 billion, which was also to help Europe recover from the war. And how this helped the economy was that most of the money was used to import American products, so that helped raise trade and encourage trade. So the Fair Deal was made in 1949, and it recognized the voices of the working class. So when workers would protest, they wouldn't go to work, and that would be bad for the business companies. So they tried to make conditions that they wanted so that they would stay and business would be steady. So the Fair Deal consisted of raising the minimum wage. It also banned racial segregation in the hiring process, and it ended segregation in the military. But there was little progressive movement because of the Red Scare. Like I said before, they didn't want to give the workers the power or the chance to overthrow them. So the Taft-Hartley Act of 1947 restricted the powers of labor unions. So basically unions couldn't form anymore because unions were the ones that protested and organized the protest. So what else? I have to support. Okay, my best argument, I would definitely say the Truman Doctrine and the Marshall Plan are my best argument because they had the biggest budget together. It's $15 billion and $400 million that was spent in European affairs, trying not to spread communism, which was good, right? Because we didn't want communists to come to the USA, and it also helped the economy a lot because, like I said, a portion of $15 billion is a lot of money anyway. So encouraging trade and raising trade was just something that was bound to happen. So it definitely helped our economy, especially because we wanted it to be more steady after the Great Depression. So in conclusion, the federal government had a big role in changing the economy from 1945 to 1980 because of the Truman Doctrine, the Marshall Plan, the foreign affairs that were controlled with our budgets. The Fair Deal was one of the few times that reforms got attention, and then after that it ended because no more power was given to unions so that they wouldn't overthrow the government, just like communists believe that they would. That's all.